Okay, first question. What are some of your favorite at-home meals to make? I'm in recovery from an eating disorder and I need new meal ideas. Number one, I am so happy for you that you're in recovery. That is incredible. Here are some of the things I make. I love making, this sounds so dumb. I love making pizzas, okay? It's so easy. You buy a pre-made crust of sorts and then you just make it yourself. I love doing that. There's so many fun different types of crusts you can buy. Um, I love the one from the brand Capello's. It's like super high protein and it's delicious. So that one's great because I don't eat meat, so it's nice. I think it's high protein, or maybe that's a different one, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. Um, what else? I love making avocado toast. Is so easy. Like you can just toast a piece of bread, literally crush avocado on top of it, and then put salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, hot sauce, chili flakes, lemon juice, and everything but the bagel seasoning on top if you're feeling crazy. And then also you can even add hummus to that. Like sometimes I'll spread a thin layer of hummus under my avocado toast and it just adds so much flavor. That's delicious. You can make yourself like a fun breakfast, like eggs. Like I just love cooking eggs. It's so easy. And then you can make like a side of whatever you want. Like maybe do like eggs and bacon if you like bacon, or you could do eggs and like some like vegetarian sausage if you like veggie sausage. Another thing that you can do is I like to buy frozen cauliflower rice, and then I like to cook that, and then I like to add a bunch of fun stuff to it. So I'll put in like other veggies, or I'll put in like tofu, and then I just add like literally a pre-made sauce to all of it after I cook it and it's done. Those are my faves. You got this, and I love you so much. Somebody said favorite shoes. I cannot stop wearing high top Converse, but okay, let's get into this real quick because high top Converse, there is a hack. Okay, there's a secret that I have. I don't like the normal high top Converse, and I'll explain why. Number one, they're too narrow on the foot. Number two, the sole on the bottom is too thin. And number three, the material of the canvas of the shoe is too thin. This is why I buy the high top Converse in the Chuck 70 style. They look virtually the same, but the only difference is they're a little bit wider. The sole is a little bit thicker. The canvas is a little bit thicker, and it comes in better colors that look like cool and vintage almost. Chuck 70 high tops are far superior to the normal high top Converse. And nobody's talking about this. But I'm here to be the one to tell you that the Chuck 70 Converse look better. And they're more comfortable, and they come in better colors, and they look cooler for some reason. I literally can't put a finger on why. But there is a difference. And so keep that in mind. Somebody said, I have really bad anxiety about drugs and alcohol. People that do it give me bad anxiety. I feel annoying and like a loser that I don't want to do stuff like that. Any advice? By the way, I'm in high school. Okay. I totally get this. But also, okay, there's a few ways you can approach this. Number one, you can avoid events that like have drugs or alcohol present. Like if somebody's having a party and you know that there's going to be drugs and alcohol, you just skip the party. And that's hard because it's like you don't want to have FOMO, blah, 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 blah. But if it's really giving you anxiety, then I would say skipping it wouldn't hurt. You could find something else to do that evening. You could go fucking get dinner with your parents. You could, or your sibling, or you could, invite a friend to go do something different so that you guys don't have to go there and be anxious, whatever that may mean. But also if you feel like you're in a place where all your friends are going to this party. You don't want to miss it because you don't want to have FOMO. And you want to go anyway. The way to handle it is if anybody's trying to peer pressure you into anything, the way that I always reacted to that when I was younger was just being like, oh my God, no, I'm totally good. But like go crazy. Like you have fun and do it. But like I'm going to pass. And just like almost reassuring others that you're not judging them for what they're doing, so that they feel better about leaving you alone. I can't explain the psychology of it, but that's the best thing I've found because I think a lot of people when they're, doing drugs or drinking, they like want other people to do it with them because it makes them feel better. Even full adults do this. But if you just say, oh my God, no, listen, like I have fun. I'm having so much fun without it. Like I'm totally good, but like you go crazy, have fun, like do your thing, like whatever. It makes them feel better because they're like, okay, this person isn't judging me for doing this. It's kind of a fucked up psychology. I don't even know if that's like the right way to handle it. Listen, I'm not a genius, but that's something I used to do and I found that it worked really well. But also don't be anxious. Like, yes, it's scary and it's whatever, but it's like you have control over you. You have control over yourself. So just don't participate in it and try to have fun in that circumstance. Like it's not going to be easy because it's kind of uncomfortable for you, it sounds like, but just if you're going to go and you make the decision to go, make the most of it. And just remember that you have control over you. And as long as you're being true to yourself and not participating in those things, then you're totally good. At the end of the day, all you can control is yourself. So focus on that and don't focus on what everybody else is doing. But also maybe just don't go to the parties. They sound lame anyway. Somebody said, do you have a habit of getting obsessed with things and then forgetting or leaving them in a short period of time? Because I have this and I don't know how to deal with it. I am definitely like that with certain things, for sure. Not with all things. Like there's a lot of things that I remain obsessed with for my whole life, and have remained obsessed with for my whole life. But there's also things that like for me, it's like, I'm like, I'll have like a favorite food for like 5 minutes and then it's like, I don't care anymore. I think that this is like very normal. That's just how your brain works and functions, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not like, let's say you're doing this with people. Like you become obsessed with somebody that you think is cute for like 3 days and then you're like, I don't care anymore. And that keeps happening. Or let's say you'll talk to somebody for like a month and then you break it off because you're like, I don't care anymore. As long as you're handling all of that with grace and you're being kind about it and you're being communicative about it, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not your fault. You don't need to fix that. That's just you. That's just how your brain works. Don't be hard on yourself. It's all about handling these things with grace. And then if it's something like getting obsessed with like food and then not caring about it the next day, that doesn't matter. Who cares? Like if one day you're obsessed with Cheez-Its and the next day you hate Cheez-Its, who cares? You know what I mean? Like that's your journey. And guess what? It's nobody else's business and it doesn't matter. So I think you only need to be concerned about when it involves other people. And even in that case, as long as you're being kind and you're handling it with grace, there's nothing to change about that.